Okay, can you all see my screen? Thank you. So thank you all for joining us today for the Community-Based Child Abuse Prevention, or CBCAP, and Children's Trust Fund 101. We will be going over some of the changes that have occurred in the past few months and discuss some things coming up with our quarterly reporting and things like that. So my name is Carla Delgado. I am a management analyst for the Victim Services Unit. And with me today, I also have Yaracet Anayalugo. I think she's, are you talking to someone or are you talking to us, Yara?
Oh, I'm muted. Sorry, guys. My name is Yaracet Anayalugo, and I am the chief of the Grants Management Unit. And John is here with me. John is, you guys know John. He is our management analyst with our division, and he helps making those payments and technical assistance on the financial fiscal side.
Thank you. Today's agenda is going to cover our restructuring updates. We'll also list out who your agency points of contact are, some audit results and corrections that we've had to make, as well as give you the links to your service data reports. We'll also review the grants instructions and requirements. And for agencies that have not submitted a signed form yet, ask that you get those into us, and talk about the quarterly services numbers for CBCAP and CTF, as well as the updates to the service provider program information. We'll also be discussing some of the funding requirements, which includes the coordination with other systems, evidence-based and evidence-informed programming, Nevada 211, parent leadership and involvement, and the protective factors survey. So this is a snapshot of our current unit. We have.
Could we please mute ourselves? Thank you.
So this is a snapshot of our grants management unit, which includes the current field positions, our which include Yaracet Anayalugo, our social services chief, myself, management analyst 4, John Aragon, who's our management analyst, Michael Guerra, our grants and project analyst, Michaela Tran, grants and project analyst trainee, and Sharon Buster, our management analyst. We also have 3 vacancies right now, which include 2 for our social services specialist positions and 1 grants and project analyst. Here's a list of the new points of contact for the agencies. There's 2 pages of this, so if you don't see your agency on this first slide, it will be included. So you can tell who your grant analyst is. This is the person that's going to be processing your payments, answering any questions in regards to any of the awards that you receive through DCFS. Here are Michaela's and Sharon's agencies. And now to review the different grants that our unit oversees. For those of you who have had awards with us for a few years now, you'll know a little bit about our history. We were 1 unit combined, and we did all of the awards for DCFS. And then a few years ago, they separated out the Victim Services Awards and made it to where it was Child Welfare Victim Services. So now we're coming back together again and being 1 unit. And so these are the awards that we see through the Victim Services Grants, which include the Family Violence Prevention and Services Act, the FIPSA Domestic Violence, which is the American Rescue Plan Award, the Sexual Violence for FIPSA, and then the one for COVID testing. We also oversee the Victims of Crime Act Assistance Award. So a few other American Rescue Plan awards and the victims of domestic violence or sexual violence, which we call marriage license. On the child welfare side, we have a larger list, which includes adoption incentives, other American Rescue Plan Act, child systems, child death review, differential response, CBCAP, Title 4E. We have the Chafee program, education and training vouchers, system of care, the Title 4B awards, and some Title 4E awards. We also have our updated grants, instructions, and requirements. Please let us know if you have not received an updated version of the GER, and we'll send you one. But everyone should have received an updated SFY 25. Please review the document. This is your guide for all information on what we're requiring for all of our subawards. The GERS goes through the administrative, fiscal, equipment and documents, monitoring and corrective action. And then the last page is that acknowledgement form. The one thing that we are requesting agencies to do that's a little bit different this time is if you can please write all of the all of the subawards that you receive from DCFS on the signature page so that we can ensure that we're saving one for each of your awards. A copy of the signed acknowledgement form, if it has not been already sent to us, can be sent to the DCFS grant at dcfs.nv.gov inbox. So now the reason you're here, CBCAP and CTF. As you may know, the Community-Based Child Abuse Prevention Program is to support community-based efforts to develop, operate, expand, enhance, and coordinate initiatives, programs, and activities to prevent child abuse and neglect, and to support the coordination of resources and activities to better strengthen and support families to reduce the likelihood of child abuse and neglect. It also is there to foster understanding, appreciation, and knowledge of diverse populations in order to effectively prevent and treat child abuse and neglect. The Children's Trust Fund is a special account that receives fees from Nevada birth and death certificates. That fund is supplemented by the federal CBCAP that DCFS applies for annually. One of the requirements for CBCAP is that the programs are evidence-based and evidence-informed. So that means that it must be based on a logic model. It must have a written manual or protocol. It must be generally accepted, shown to do no harm, and demonstrate a commitment to ongoing evaluation and the establishment of the process for continuous quality improvement. There's also a helpful link here if anyone has questions about what would make an evidence-based practice. You can click on the link and go and check out that website. One of the other requirements is that there's coordination with other systems. But for CBCAP, we cannot serve anyone who has an open child welfare case. So if the family has an open case with any of the child welfare agencies in Nevada, which include the Division of Child and Family Services for Carson and rural areas, the Clark County Department of Family Services for Clark, and Washoe County Human Services Agency for Washoe County. One of the changes to this year's service reports includes a change that was enacted through the 2023 legislative session, which asks us now to report on Middle Eastern or North African under race and ethnicity. So that's one of the changes that you'll see in the service report. Then the link to the service report is here at the bottom. I also emailed it out last week after the first CBCAP CTF 101 that we had. So if you did not receive my email, please let us know and we can resend you all of the links and information. One of the other requests that we're asking all of our agencies to do is to provide updates to the directory information. Yadaseth created this directory last year to include information in regards to all of the agencies that we fund and what agencies are doing with each of those funding sources. And so this directory is hopefully a place that our agencies can go if you ever have to do a referral, want to find out what else is out there, or see what different communities have as far as services that can be provided to any of your clients through awards that we have through DCFS. And then for this one, I think we want the updates to be submitted by the end of this month. Oh, October 25th, yes. And so that one also has an additional link that I have included in my email, but it is also in the presentation. So before I move over to our website to just kind of give you a walkthrough of where everything lives on our website, does anyone have any questions as to the information that I've presented so far?
I'm just going to mention something. My name is Yara Seth, for those who just joined. On the chat, I added 2 links. As you guys know, we are now one big happy unit. So we will be managing child abuse and neglect prevention, child welfare grants, and victim services. So if your agency is interested in receiving the funding opportunities for victim service grants, please click on the links and enter your information, and that will allow us to have you on our serve list. I have also included, the last link I've included is the CBCAP CTF directory link. So you could use it from here, or you could, we will be sending out the PowerPoints. Please make sure that we get this information in. If it's not submitted timely, it will not end up on the directory. And this is going to we're going to start using it statewide on all our agencies. Any questions? Okay, take it, Carla.
Okay, thank you. So the DCFS public website is dcfs.nd.gov. If you go into programs and then the grant management unit, it'll bring you to our grants management page. Now this page is under construction as we are working to combine the information into one. But for the most part, you should be able to easily navigate and find the information you need. And if you can't find anything, please feel free to reach out to anyone on our team and we can walk you through it. One of the things that are important to notice is we have our grant funding opportunities at the top of both of the pages. So you'll see here we have currently open the SFY 25 Title 4E reimbursement program for legal services. And then the Victim Services Grant funding opportunity for FFY 25 for the Family Violence Prevention and Services Act. And this one just closed last week. On the important links here on the right, you will see that there is a copy of the grant instruction and requirements if you wanted to receive a different copy or if you ever needed to pull it up for some reason. It also goes into the victim services page, some needs assessment information, and then if you scroll down a little bit, you will find our community service directory. So this is the information that was submitted for last year's directory in regards to CBCAP. If you wanted to review what you had submitted last year, you can go ahead and pull it up through the website and see what was submitted, and then update from there. So here's Boys Town. The goal is for us to have as much information in here to be able to help you have a quick snapshot so that you can make those referrals. So it has agent's name, address, contact information, website, information about the agency itself. And then we have contacts for the programming. So in regards to CBCAP, the agency contact is Samantha for this agency. The services area, county served, and case management parent education is what they provide, and then some information about those. If we go into the Victim Services Grant Unit page, it's a very similar format. We have notice of funding opportunity at the top, some training videos, and then information about each of the funding awards that we receive and award out. At the very bottom of our important links, there's also some GMU agency forms. If you're ever in need of a copy of a scope of work or a budget narrative form, all of that can be found here under the GMU unit forms. There's also a copy of the travel request form and other different helpful forms that you might need throughout the year. Does anyone have any questions in regards to the website?
Okay, if we have no more questions, let's hope for another amazing year like last year. And we will be hosting Title 4B2 coming up, BOCA, and eventually we will do FIPSA and marriage license. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.